Let's get down to business. Give you one more night.
Hi guys, so I just want to have a quick little chat with you this morning to improve everybody's shadow boxing. Okay, so this goes for the boxers, and it also goes for the Thai boxers as well. Okay, so first of all, there's a few kind of key pointers and a few ideas that I want to give you as kind of like starting points, things to work on, and to make it also a mindful process. Okay, so first of all, when we're stood in our stance, okay, we've got a good guard, good framework, 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back, and we need to make sure that our shoulders are in the right position. So I want to see that scap engagement. Okay, so those of you that have been at classes, you'll know how to do your scap press ups. So keeping the arms locked straight and then rounding the shoulders off, keeping the arms straight and sinking the body down. That's what getting my scapula moving across my rib cage at the back, and I want to have this flexed position here. Okay? I also want to make sure that my hands aren't too close to my face. I want a gap between my hands and my face, so if someone punched my hands, okay, I'm not going to hit myself. Okay? We're in this position. It's got 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Good stance. Okay? And all we're looking for now is to have good balance on the balls of our feet. Okay? So for the Thai boxers, we're a little bit kind of more square on. Centre line lined up with our opponent's centre line with our visualization, and when we're in position here, we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, my core is engaged. I'm not just kind of stood upright. I've got a slight flex in my core, so my gut is ready, and I'm braced. This means that when I'm in position here, I can lift my blocks up nice and sharp, and my feet aren't too wide, so I'm having to adjust in before blocking. Okay, so this is another key mistake that people make, is that they start with their feet too wide. If your feet are too wide, it's going to make it difficult to lift up your blocks. Okay, so learning that this gap between our knees and our stance is our key starting point. Okay, so moving on to number 2, on to the delivery. We've got 3 words that we use as we're delivering. Okay, so as we're delivering our technique. Just a second, let's shove that out of the way. What I'm looking for is these 3 words is the launch. So the start of the move. So as I'm starting to deliver my kick, as I'm starting to deliver my punch, this is my launch. Then I've got my relaxation once the foot is taken off from the floor. And then I have my impact when I'm going to be delivering the technique and hitting on target. Okay? So I've got my launch, relaxation, whip at the end of the technique. Okay? Think about the impact. Okay? Using a car analogy, I've got my acceleration, I've got my coast, and then I'm bracing for impact. Okay, so if I'm delivering it as a punch, I'm going to accelerate, relax through the movement, and then bam, brace at the end of the move. I'm going to accelerate, relax, brace at the end of the move. Okay, if I'm delivering it as a kick, I'm going to start from the floor. I'm going to push off for my launch, I'll relax, and then I'll whip at the end of the move. Okay? And then I'm looking to get back to my stance as quickly as possible. Another 3 words that we can use is intention, movement, and stab. Okay? So I've got the intention to deliver the kick. I've got the intention to deliver the punch. I've got the movement where I need to allow the whip to happen. And then the impact, the stab, the little dig at the end of the shot where I'm gonna have the intention on the technique, whether it's a punch, whether it's a kick, whether it's a knee, okay? Could be any, all right? Then we have breath work, okay? So I don't want to drive with the brakes on. You see people and they'll hold their breath and be too tense here. And like, it's like driving with the brakes on. You've got a big engine, okay? But you're not letting it go. You're not maxing it out. You're not driving at your full speed. You're not delivering the technique at the full speed if you're holding your breath. We have to use our body, okay? So when I'm here, I'm going to breathe out as I'm delivering the technique. I'm going to whip the technique through, okay? So make it a sensory experience. So if this was to be making an impact, I would have the physical impact of the shot landing, and I would also have the sensory impact of a loud noise happening at the same time. So we have this with predatory animals. We have it with animals in general. So we've all heard dogs bark. Okay, so when a dog's barking, it's showing its aggression. Okay, we can be the same as well. You'll get people that are really aggressive, but they've got a loud bark, but not much bite. Yeah, this is when we work our bark and our bite together. So we're in position here, we'll breathe, and then that's our spark, our bite as we deliver, but it's also, like I said, this sensory experience of how you're going to brace at the end of the move. You're going to use your breath work alongside your impact, and you're going to give the shots that you're throwing a little bit more venom, a little bit more of a sensory experience as the shots land. Okay, so a little game to play with your shadowboxing is finding out what your noise is. Okay, we all have our own noises, and I'm sure you'll have heard the ties hitting pads, and everyone has their own noise. So what we have to find is what is your noise? What's the noise that you make when you punch? What's the noise that you make when you kick? Okay, in my kids' classes, I have them experiment with this, and you should hear some of the noises that they come out with. The next phase is the reset. Okay, so after you've delivered the technique with your breath work, a little growl on the shot. You make sure we're getting this little kind of whip in the technique. What we're going to look for is the reset. So what are the habits that you have? How are you ending up? Maybe you're always throwing the same shot. Maybe you're always throwing the same technique. Okay? So if I go with a dead basic jab, cross, hook, body kick, how do I reset? Okay? Do I get back to my stance? If we're shadowboxing, you can think about your delivering the technique properly. So bam, 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 throw the kick, and you turn 180 degrees. 1, 2, hook, throw the body kick, and I've reset again. So I'm getting into the habit of throwing the technique, twisting through, and then nailing my balance back. One of the things that is a little bit of a bugbear is when you see people throwing the technique, they only face one way. Yeah? So they'll be bam, 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 kick. I'm not twisting. Yeah, you've got to twist, you've got to use the technique. Yeah? You don't just face one way in a fight, so you've got to get used to moving. Boom, there, maybe doing it sideways. Little reset. Block, keep you back. Chasing another direction. Boom, boom. Twisting round, keeping your guard up, hands up, good position. Yeah? So, with these things, what we've got is a series of steps to work our way through. This comes with a certain level of confidence. We have to have confidence in delivering the technique and also breaking out of our mode of, oh, somebody's watching me, or I'm overthinking things too much. What we're trying to do is give you these higher level skills, so now you can get into the habit of just working. The tendency is that we have our kind of creative brain and we have our analytical brain. Now, if we're overthinking things too much, okay, we're using too much of the analytical brain, and we'll only use maybe 1 or 2 techniques from our creative brain. We have to learn that using our creativity means that we can also do something else afterwards. So, as I'm delivering the technique, it could be a jab, cross, hook, body kick. What do I do after the body kick? It could be a block, it could be a little push kick, it could be an angle change. Yeah? Making sure that you're keeping your balance. These are the things that we need to work on. But if you're not confident, if you're not 100% what to do when you're shadowboxing, there's a bit of an emotional content there. Within the emotional content, I'm going to spark something up for you. So I've got 3 questions. These 3 questions, first of all, number 1, what makes you angry? So think of something that makes you angry. These things that make us angry come with a certain amount of energy. Anger is an energized state. Okay? So in that energized state, it brings energy, it brings that little bit of fire, but you can go as dark as you want with it. Yeah. Some people have some very dark thoughts and been through a bit of trauma and things like that. Maybe it could be a revenge thing, or like a lot of people have been through bullying and things like that. Learn that you can summon up some energy and learn how to fight back against a bully and things like that. It's great energy. Sometimes it can be a bit dark. So we don't want to take ourselves into this kind of victim mode, but we need to find some aggression. So what we have to do is then put a little bit of a positive spin on it. So some people call it maybe being a bit Pollyanna, when you start being a bit everything's rosy, everything's fine. Well, this is serious. This is a fight. We're trying to simulate what it's like in a fight, and a fight is aggressive. So we have to be able to tap into that aggression. So the next one is, what makes you happy? The second question, what makes you happy? That gives us positive intent. Okay, it keeps us motivated. It keeps us in a good state. But we're using our aggression and using that energized state to make us move a little bit more aggressively, a little bit more athletically. Okay. And the next thing is, what makes us proud? Okay. So what makes us proud? Generally, these are things that we've done. Okay. It implies work done. It means that you've completed. Okay. So the idea behind this is that we find something that we're angry about. So that's an energized state. Something that makes us happy. Something that we do for enjoyment. And then what makes us proud of something that we've done, work done. With this in mind, this now gives us a new intent. Okay? So as we're delivering our technique, using our creativity, coming back, I can come back to my stance, come back to my guard. I can do it with emotion and tap into that emotional energy that we bring. I can play with tempo, I can play with speed. So I might sometimes think, right, okay, I'm going to shadow box fast. Bam, 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 bam. sometimes I might play slow so that I can be hyper vigilant over what's my other hand doing? Am I balanced? Am I checking my base? Boom. Have I got good balance? Am I pushing my hip into the technique? And then we can play with all the different, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. I hope that gives you a lot of good ideas to play with when you're shadowboxing. Use the techniques. Leave some comments down below if you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you soon.
What are we waiting for? Take this!